Greetings, beautiful souls. Thank you for traveling with me on this wonderful journey through the earth, where we learn to embody our beautiful light beings, fifth dimensional body into the three-dimensional body and transform this body to be compatible of this fifth dimensional energy. And you are doing a wonderful job of doing it, of transforming. Now today we're gonna learn how to recall your dreams or your memories. Now it is really pouring here, maybe you hear the thunderstorm, but hey, that cannot stop us to thrive because we decided to thrive. That's the fifth dimensional energy, and we thrive with the frequency of love and happiness, love of our soul and happiness of our mind. And the happiness is a choice, and it's literally embodied within your gallbladder. According to Chinese medicine, gallbladder holds the energy of the choices. So we can choose if we're gonna feel dreadful and weird when there's a big thunderstorm and let us shiver like a little tiny scared chihuahua because she's really, really, really scared. Or if we are gonna utilize our time and thrive toward what we want in this life. What is that we want? We want to evolve, we want to be multidimensional, we want to have activated our abilities, we want to learn. Now, you all know that you learn a lot at night when you are sleeping. There are actually particular methods for it. In the yogi's teaching, they teach sleeping yoga. In the Qigong, they teach sleeping Qigong. Transcendental meditation has a night techniques, and that's only the few that I know, and I'm convinced there are many, many, many more if we start researching this. So there are these techniques that help our mind consciousness, that soul mind consciousness, to be consciously active during the dream state, during that time when the body is relaxing and rejuvenating and healing, and we are learning something fabulous out there. Rudolf Steiner writes in his book that in our dream state we are learning to reach the higher consciousness and practice in these other dimensions and consciousness. And the book is called How to Reach the Higher Worlds. I'm going to add the link to the bottom. It's a very phenomenal book with a very good exercises. Anyway, he writes there something that I truly believe it's true because many of us do experience it. You are in this dream state and you are suddenly having these phenomenal abilities. You can fly, you can heal, you can alchemize, you can make all kind of the healing remedies or maybe read from some mystical books. But usually we return back upon awakening into the body and we have a tiny glimpses of what we have learned up there, or sometimes we completely forget. I'm pretty sure it happened to all of us when we wake up in the morning and we go, it was a phenomenal dream and it felt absolutely great. But I can't remember. Or I was meditating and I got this phenomenal doma. I can feel it in every cell within my body. I just don't have a words to explain it, what it is that I actually experience. What is that kind of the wisdom and knowledge they share with me? Well, let me teach you something that I often teach in my classes. There is a simple method of how to recall your dreams and memories. You may need to train yourself a little bit, which means practice it for a little while until you see the fruits of the tree that you are going to grow, because it literally takes a few days of the training, nothing too much, and maybe it's gonna happen to you that it works for the first time. So when you wake up in the morning, the first thing when you kind of arouse and you realize like, okay, here I am, it is the morning, or you may wake up at 3 o'clock or 2 o'clock at night and it says, I had this dream and I just can't recall what it was, but there was something that I need to know. Well, without really too much aroused in that awakening state without getting out of the bed. Just spend, let's say, 2 to 3 minutes of doing this exercise. You put your left hand onto urinary bladder and you put your right hand on your mind's eye, on the forehead, literally on the mind's eye. And you allow your arm just to relax on your pillow, blankets, in your bed, whichever way you like it. If you like to just rest more on the side, then lie on the side just to make sure that your left hand is on the urinary bladder, right hand is on your mind eye. That is the only thing that you really need to focus on. And once you relax like that, allow yourself just breathe. Just breathe in and out, focus on the breath. Stop focusing about, I have to remember, oh my God, when I'm gonna remember right now, I have to really, really remember. No, you just focus on the breath. Just breathe in, breathe out in the normal kind of the way. If this is early in the morning and you tend to fall to sleep, then you want to put your snoozing button on, so it starts kind of like alarming again in the 5 minutes or so you don't get late for your daily responsibilities. But the other side, you're just gonna be breathing, and then something magical will happen. Suddenly you have this moment that you like recall, it's almost kind of like, what? It comes online, literally, like all this knowledge and information will suddenly become clear to you. You go like, oh my God, that's what I was dreaming about. Oh, that's what they were saying. It's like something inside of you will move and recall this energy, and it's gonna give it to your mind, so your mind can make a logical story. Well, if it's the logical, whatever you went down up there, it's gonna give you a story, literally, a summary of what happened in your dream. Now, I use the word magical for that reason, or something phenomenal and magical will happen. Let's take that apart. In the energy world, there's nothing that happened by the incident, coincidence, or a magic. Everything has a perfect explanation. So what starts off feeling like, oh, that is like a magic, it works. You want to understand what is really happening within you and why does it work this way. So when you are dreaming or meditating, just take it as dreaming, it's the same kind of the energy. You are moving your soul mind consciousness in the electromagnetic field of this universe, or at least in your auric field. You are assessing these energies and knowledge, information, teachings, training, in the form that you take in these pictures and images. That's why when you wake up in the morning, you have this almost like a leftover of these images. Can you hear that? Within you, and it kind of like fades away really, really, really fast. That is the electromagnetic energy. When it comes in your body, it gets transmuted in the sound energy. So your mind can give it a sound, can give it a thinking kind of the process, and through this logical way of the reasoning and explanation can tell you, hey, you talked to the aliens, you were on the purple planet, you were in the Orion and you time travel. Or you were in the Tibet, in the beautiful monastery, and you studied. Whatever it is, it may not really give you make it a logic in this world, but it definitely will give you explanation what happened. So there's a third part of this energy. Well, before I go into the third part, I want you to understand that when you start training any kind of the esoteric energy, high words training, you need to really work on your ego mind consciousness. So I love a mind energy we call the ego. Ego is the energy that it thrives in fears. Mind is the energy that thrives in the passion of the love and happiness. Ego thrives in this fear and the pain and the survival. And we have to really work so hard for everything that we're gonna get in life, and everything's gonna probably end up in the doomsday anyway. You need to start looking at it. Which kind of the sound frequency connects with your ego and with your mind, or better, in the better explanation says, which one does translate to your dream? Because ego tells you, oh God, you were hunted by the aliens, they want your brain, they found that you are on the earth and they are going to get you and wipe you out and you will never see this world again. Right? If that would be the truth, wouldn't it already happened? Good thing to think about that one. Mind will says, well, you have lived among the extraterrestrials and they like to communicate with you. Or you have lived among the beautiful beings of the light up there and you are connected with them, and these beautiful angelic beings and ascended masters and extraterrestrials would like to communicate with you because, hey, they are your soul family. It's time to make the reconnection and do your work. Follow up your vision, what you signed up here to do on Earth. It's always good to add a little bit of the fun. Now, so you want to start working on it. Does your, what we would call the brain, your mind, thinking in the fearful kind of the patterns, which we all have until you come to this 5D transformation? Or is that from thriving aspect of even maybe something negative, but if there is in these dreams, in this initiation, in these teachings, then there is something that they want to teach me to evolve from, to change, to grow, to learn. That is the only reason. And there's always a guidance for it. Your soul family or whoever is up there connecting with you do not really want to scare you and discourage you from this journey. They want you to learn. So the third aspect is your nervous system. Your nervous system literally works as this, pulling this information in and out. Nervous system creates our reality. So it's like in breath and out breath, but it really needs the chakras and auric energies, those pictures and the stories. It needs the meridian pathways and the organs. That is sound frequency in a very most simplest explanation. Guys, I'm finishing up the book and there's everything explained more eloquently than in the few minutes video. And I really want to share this teaching with you because I think it's so important in these days. And then it goes in your nervous system. So your nervous system really sponge it in and send it out. Sponge it in and send it out. Sponge it in and send it out. So all this would happen to you in your dreams, get sponged in your nervous system and may store it in that cellular frequency deep inside in that subconsciousness. Remember that subconscious mind, subconsciousness, when you suddenly manifesting all these self-sabotaging patterns and problems and issues and chaos, it is also storing a very good stuff there inside of you. So here comes the magic explanation in the logic. Your left hand, literally your electromagnetic field of your hand, your left hand is the hand of your soul, stimulating your urinary bladder energy. Urinary bladder, what I was learning about the Pleiadians, is the number one brain within the body to connecting to the innate energy, really affecting the nervous system within. And that energy goes in your heart and goes in your mind. Our heart is the second brain within the body, and our brain mass, our mind, is the third brain within the body. That is the brain literally that's giving a sound, that giving that activates the thinking process. Now our fifth chakra is the chakra of expression, right? How do we express ourselves? What create our reality? You heard it many times. Be careful what you are saying because you are creating your reality. So here you have it. So whatever our either ego or the beautiful higher mind put here in this logical explanation, we start thinking, whether you think it quietly, silently, or out loud. Start co-creating your reality. So by having your right hand, which actually is the hand of your energy of your mind on the third eye. You're literally stimulating a soul mind frequency, and you are pulling, you're literally helping your nervous system to contract, to have that out breath, sort of like pull it in. It's like, you know, like feeling the sponge with the water and squeezing it out so you can see the water. So literally here is like sponging in. What was it I was dreaming about? And on that out breath, you will start recalling it. And it kind of come like boom, boom, boom. And you go like, wow. And then you'll be able to put that story together. It takes a few days. Sometimes, you know, if your mind is very, very overactive, you may practice it through the day as well. Spend the 1 to 3 minutes. There's no need to spend, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, hour, I don't know how long, doing these perfect positions. The little practice through the day goes a long way and helps your body to connect faster and faster. So you're literally connecting your fuses here. We know that we have, two main meridians that create a circuit within our body, which is the Renmei meridian and the Dumei that goes from the private parts, the bottom of the spine, over the spine, over top of your head. The Renmei meridian goes again from the bottom of your private parts, over the belly, up in your upper lip. In this energy, once you connect these literally 3 brains together, it activates in that circuit that starts on your in-breath and out-breath. It starts circulating this energy. If you are really good at practicing a microcosmic orbit within your body, which is very popular Qigong, Taoistic exercise, then you can add that to it, but you don't necessarily have to. I do practice it sometimes in the classes with the students, and we, consciously connecting with the star systems and recalling these memories. But for just recalling your dreams, just simply left hand on the urinary bladder, right hand on the mind's eye. I'll try to put my little chihuahua here on the side because she's really scared from this thunder. Just to show you simply, left hand flat on the urinary bladder, right hand on the mind's eye. Lie, relax, and breathe. Then create a dream journal, write it down, and start learning from the higher words, because you are practicing. You are up there, you are literally practicing your abilities. So perhaps you can fly there, you can make this magical potion, do the healing, do all kind of the things. It is something that you can do within this world. It is the Rudolf Steiner who wrote the book Teaching of the Higher Words, I think. Maybe I'm gonna add the link down on the bottom. When there's a beautiful initiation and training in this book, but he writes there something what many of us finds to be true, and many of us come to this conclusion even before reading this book, because it is the ancient knowledge. When you are dreaming and start practicing your abilities, in a way it is a very safe space where you don't harm yourself and unconsciously harm to the others with your abilities. Often when we come to our abilities in those early years, we feel like, oh my God, we are chosen, we are invincible, we can do all of this, we'll do miraculous healing, we're gonna walk on the water. Yeah, once your illusion goes a little bit down and the ego gets in that right place and you have your mind, you'll see it in totally different and very, very beautiful and useful way. And you will learn how to use your abilities, how you use that inner power in a very creative, safe way that is within the harmony of universe and not within harmony with your ego wants. So I hope this will help you, that you will recall many dreams and your meditations, and you started giving the sound to it, and you will work through your ego mind consciousness, and that it is your mind who will tell you what were you doing and how you were doing it. So have fun practicing. It is all about practice, practice, practice. Remember, in the 5D, we are not the dreamers, we are the doers, and we are here to thrive. We are here to have fun. We are here to experience love, good health, and the abundance. So, let's have a beautiful abundance again in this lovely and beautiful storm that actually South Carolina really needed because it's been very hot and dry. And so I wish you love and light from my heart to yours.